Welcome to the Kevin Dunn Show, and as always, we are so excited that you've taken the time out to join us. We're going to be talking about another serious topic today, prescription drug abuse, and we have a special guest, Jodi Ward, who is a licensed pharmacist. When we come back from the commercial break, we're going to be introducing to you Jodi Ward.
At Charter Bank, you get totally free checking with online statements. You betcha. Free mobile banking, free online banking, free online bill pay, free debit card. Even a new account gift, free. At Charter Bank, we're here to wow you. And totally free checking is just the beginning. Come see us or open online at charterbank.net. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This report just came into our news desk and it reads, America's mattress is moving on up. That's right, you heard it. America's Mattress is moving on up to a new location and they are having a big moving sale. Due to our high volume, we're moving to a larger location. All Perfect Sleepers have been reduced. Dream Haven line headboards reduced. iComfort and iSeries floor models are sale price with or without adjustable bases. We had rather sell them than move them. You don't want to miss our big moving sale at America's Mattress. Welcome back to the Kevin Dunn Show. Our special guest today is none other than Mrs. Jodi Ward. How are you doing today, lady?
I'm great.
All right.
How
We're going
are
to
you?
have some fun today.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about a very serious matter, but I know you're very energetic and you're a lot of fun. So you are a licensed pharmacist. How long have you been a licensed pharmacist?
22 years.
22 years?
Mm-hmm.
And where did you actually, when you were in grade school, high school, was this something that you wanted to pursue or did this come about later on in life?
I did. I worked in a local independent here, Bridgewood Pharmacy, when I was 16, and I loved it. I thought I wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
So when I graduated from LaGrange, I went to Auburn, and I was going to be a nurse, and then I decided that I wanted to go into pharmacy.
Okay.
So I switched my major and went on to pharmacy school.
And took a lot of math?
Yes.
And had to, I know that was a lot of fun.
A lot of math, a lot of science, a lot of chemistry, physics, yes.
And I still can't figure out, and that's another show, I still can't figure out how all that math relates to, do you have to do formulas and all that?
Absolutely.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, little do I know. Now, Jodi, prescription drug abuse is a very serious epidemic, and I know that it's been around for years. Why has it received so much attention within the last 5 to 10 years?
Well, because it's grown so much in the last 5 to 10 years. When I first started as a pharmacist, the main thing that I had to worry about was forged prescriptions.
Oh, okay.
Which we had a few of, not a lot, but drug abuse has really grown in the last few years. The pill mills, if you know what I'm talking about, the doctor's offices that patients can come in, drug seekers come in, they pay cash to that doctor to write them prescriptions. They tell them what they want, the doctors write them the prescriptions, and then they go out and sell them. They doctor shop.
Wow.
So they can go to multiple doctors, you know, tell them they have this pain, get pain medicines, and then they sell them. So that has really increased the drug abuse because they're selling them on the street, and that's getting everybody else addicted to them, and it's just a snowball effect.
Now, it's very interesting you say that people would forge prescriptions. Now, with the people who actually forge the prescriptions, they would actually have to know how to write, and that's written in, is it Latin or?
They are, and they do. They study them, and yeah, and a lot of them we recognize. You know, when they come in, they're very fidgety, they're talkative. They just have that overall weirdness about them that we just know something's not right. Now, a lot of them we don't catch. A lot of them we do feel for them, not realizing that it is a forged prescription. But at our pharmacy, what our rule is that we go by is if we don't know the person and we don't know the doctor that wrote the prescription, we don't fill it.
Okay.
We just don't feel comfortable doing that. And we don't have to. We don't have to fill any prescription we don't feel comfortable. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Right.
But we don't.
Wow, and I bet
And we'll turn them away and we'll tell them.
And I bet you can receive a lot of backlash from doing that too.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Now the Latin looks fidgety anyway, you know, but I guess you just really have to know what you're looking for.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you just touched on this briefly, but I wanted to know with how are other people, how are these drugs, other ways these drugs are getting on the street when only authorized people are the only ones authorized to actually give those medications? What are some other ways that these drugs are getting on the street?
Well, I mean, like you said, if it has their name on it, if they go to the doctor, they get the prescription, it has their name on it, on the bottle, it's a completely legitimate thing for them to have. If they get caught by the police with a bunch of bottles of hydrocodone, if it has their name on it, it's theirs.
Right.
So they take those and they sell them to other people. They're stolen. You know, there's lots of ways that they can get them. They doctor shop, you know, to get them.
Now explain, then you say the doctor shop. I've never heard of the doctor shop. So you're saying I can go to a doctor and pay cash?
Well, at a pill mill.
At a pill mill?
Yeah, they're specifically called pill mills, and they were huge in Florida, and they really cracked down on them in Florida. So all of those people who were running those pill mills and those doctors who were at those pill mills have mostly left Florida because they've cracked down on them. So they have moved, and they've moved to Atlanta. And so we get, every single day that I work, we get prescriptions from an Atlanta doctor. It's usually a pain management for some person who's driven all the way to LaGrange to try to get their OxyContin or their Percocet or their Xanax. And if we don't know them and we don't know the doctor, we're not filling it.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not filling it.
Do people actually fuss at you guys for not filling prescriptions?
Some of them do. Well, a lot of them will call and they'll ask us, you know, do we have, you know, this strength of an oxycodone? And when they do, we just tell them no. If they don't tell us who they are, you know, if we know it's not one of our regular customers that we fill that medicine for, we just tell them we don't have it. And sometimes they'll get mad, but usually, you know, they know.
They know.
Because if they live in Atlanta and the pharmacies up there are cracking down on how much they're dispensing to them, they're going to have to go in the outskirts to try to get it filled.
Okay.
I've even had people all the way from Kentucky.
Kentucky?
Yes, all the way from Kentucky.
And that really goes to show you how serious this problem really is.
Yeah.
That people are just trying to.
It's big money.
It's big money.
Big money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Jodi, a lot of times listening to the radio or television, you hear these ads where you can get these drugs, prescriptions at cost-efficient prices or whatnot.
Like from Canada?
Yeah, from Canada. A lot of the drugs that are in high demand. Are those drugs real?
Well,
from your knowledge?
They could be real. They could not be real.
Okay.
Some of them could be good. Some of them might not be. In the United States, you know, everything is regulated by the FDA. So if you get a prescription filled here, you know, we know what's in it. We know it's gone through testing. You know, we know it's legit.
Right.
I mean, if you get something from Canada, you know, it hasn't gone through FDA process, so we don't really know what you're getting. You know, it could be good.
It could be good.
Might not be. I wouldn't try it.
And the fact that it may not be good means it may not be safe.
Right.
When you say?
Yes. I wouldn't let my mom and daddy get something from Canada. I wouldn't. I wouldn't feel comfortable taking something.
And Canada, and not only Canada, I hear a lot of other countries
that
are doing that too.
Sure. I just say Canada because that's where a lot of my customers will call me and say, I can get this in Canada for $5.
Wow. So what are, I know there are a lot, but what are the three most common abused medications that you?
I would say here in Troup County, I would probably say hydrocodone. If you mean prescription medication, I would say hydrocodone.
Hydrocodone.
Oxycodone, definitely, and Xanax.
Xanax. Now Xanax, that's
It's for anxiety.
Anxiety. So people are dealing with pain and anxiety.
And some people, some people have legitimate reasons that they need them. They do.
Okay.
So I mean, they're you know, they are good medications. Some people do need them. but those are the most abused ones.
Most abused.
Now, hydrocodone, now you can get a prescription. Your doctor can write you a prescription for it and give you 5 refills on it.
5 refills?
Mm-hmm. If you're a chronic pain patient, I mean, they can write refills on it, and you can come back and get the refills. But starting in October, they have changed the rules for hydrocodone, and it's going to be classified as what they call a C2 drug, and it can be written 1 prescription, no refills. You're going to have to go back to the doctor to get a refill, and that's to help cut down on so much of the abuse of it. It's going to make it harder for people to get it.
Okay.
Which
Now,
for pain management people who are legitimately in pain, I mean, that's going to be a hardship. But that's just something they're going to have to do because of all the abuse.
Now, the hydrocodone, is that necessarily stronger than the Percocet and the Loratab, or are they in the same category? But I do hear the hydrocodone.
Yeah, well, Lorcet, Loratab, and Vicodin, those are hydrocodones.
Okay.
Now, Percocet, that's stronger.
Percocet is stronger?
Percocet is stronger. Yeah, that's when you're getting into the oxycodones.
Oh, so that's the oxycodone.
Oxycodone. Well, OxyContin is the most abused, and that's like a long-acting oxycodone.
Okay. Now, what do you think the top 3 reasons that people get hooked on these prescription drugs?
Well, the main one I think is not taking it the way you're supposed to take it. You know, if the doctor says take one every 4 to 6 hours, and in 2 hours you feel like you're still in pain, you take another one. Just taking more than you're supposed to take definitely can get you hooked on it. I think over prescribing.
Okay.
And not all doctors are guilty of that, but some are. I know I've had lots of patients come in and they have prescriptions. You know, they go to the doctor's office for a cold, and they'll come in with prescriptions, and one of them will be a pain pill. And they're like, I don't need that. And I'm like, okay. But over-prescribing, definitely.
Over-prescribing?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're saying people are going in for a cold, and the doctors are actually writing them prescriptions?
Well, they'll give them stuff for a cold, but you know, they might say they've had a little headache, and so they give them a Vicodin, you know, and necessarily they don't need a Vicodin. A lot of times they come in and they're like, why did he give me that? You know, and I'm like, well, I don't know. We'll put it on file. Don't get it.
Okay,
you know.
all right. And I hear of a lot of people who are prescribed pain medication and they won't take it because they're afraid. Do you think that's a good?
Well, I mean, I've said lots of times, my friends will tell you this, I believe in drugs. I do. That's why I'm a pharmacist. If you need it, take it.
Take it.
Yeah. If you know, if it's prescribed to you for a legitimate reason, you need it, I think you ought to take it. I've had to take pain medicine before, yes.
Right.
But when you don't necessarily need a Vicodin, whereas you could have just had a plain Tylenol or an Advil, that's when you start getting into the problems.
Okay, good deal. Well, we're going to have to pause and take a quick commercial break. You're sharing so much vital information to us. When we come back from the commercial break, I'm going to be asking you what advice would you give to someone who's chronic pain sufferer, who are actually prescribed these medications. You know, what advice would you give to them? More of Jodi Ward when we come back on the Kevin Dunn Show. You have pain, we have solutions. Total Healthcare of LaGrange Joint Restoration Program specializes in providing electrical stimulation and injections to get rid of your knee and shoulder pain. Total Healthcare's injections helps and repair ligaments, taking away all of your knee pain within 5 to 7 weeks. We offer special braces and supports to assist you, and we are now accepting Medicare with payment plans as low as $20 per month. If your joints need lubricating and you desire to regain mobility of your knee free of pain, Total Healthcare can make you new all over again.
Life in the country is a conscious choice. And with that choice comes hard work, attention to detail, and investing in the right tools to keep your home or farm at its best. So why choose anything but the very best zero turns on the market today? Exmark. Known for their durability, precision cut, and time-saving performance, Exmarks are the preferred brand of mowing equipment for the landscape professional and people like you who take pride in their lawn. For special pricing incentives, visit exmark.com or your local dealer.
It's the 500 Truck Challenge at the Truck Super Center for the entire Southeast. The all-new Opelika Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, and Opelika Ford. 500 trucks at the guaranteed lowest prices. Find the lower advertised price and we'll beat it by at least $500. Plus, we'll donate to ALS for every vehicle sold. New trucks $10,000 off at the 500 Truck Challenge.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, and Opelika Ford, just 25 minutes from Columbus.
Welcome back to the Kevin Dunn Show. Our special guest today is Jodi Ward, and we're actually talking about prescription drug abuse. And Jodi is really sharing a lot of vital information to us. And the next question I would like to ask you, someone who's been in an accident and they suffer from pain a lot, and they need to take pain medication pretty frequently. What advice would you give to a person who's going through that?
The main thing I would tell them is to take it as prescribed. Don't take more than the doctor has said. Go to one doctor for your pain management. That's a problem we see with a lot of people who go to pain management doctors. You know, they have to sign a contract when they go to these pain doctors that they're going to get their controlled substances from this doctor only, and because he wants to know exactly what they're getting to make sure that they're not going to have a problem with abuse. And then they come in and they get, you know, some of them might get something from a different doctor, and then the pain management doctor will, you know, fire them, so to speak.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that happens all the time. But, you know, these people, they are in legitimate pain. I mean, that's what pain medicine is for.
Right.
And if you are in that pain, definitely you need a pain management doctor. But just be sure to take it exactly like the doctor says.
Okay, and that's another reason I asked that question is because, and this is a whole nother ballpark, but professional athletes who are injured and they end up taking their chronic pain medication and then it ends up not working, and so they go to other means to get stronger drugs so they're able to cope with. So
well, they need to discuss that with their doctor. You know, that's what he's there for. If what they're taking is not working, they need to communicate with their doctor and their pharmacist and let them know this is not working. I need something else, or I need something added to this. You know, some medicines are to last 12 hours, and they're having breakthrough pain. There's other things they can give them that'll help them get through that time until it's time to take their next pain pill.
That's good.
They just need to communicate.
Communicate, okay. Instead of just taking matters into their own hands.
Oh, definitely don't do that.
Because I know a lot of times, you know, people do that.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Now, Jodi, are people abusing sleep medication? Does Xanax, does it help you sleep?
Some people will take that to help them sleep. I mean, it's not a specific sleep aid. I mean, it's not, you know, categorized as that, but some people will take it at night just to relax them, you know, if they've had a stressful day. They do. Some sleep aids, yes, you know, can.
Because I know that Ambien
abused.
is some serious stuff.
Yes.
I remember one time I took that many years ago, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, it's got a bad rap for a lot of bad side effects, but it's a great medication. It is, if you take it like you're supposed to. People have become addicted to it. They take more than they're supposed to, and I mean it can get you.
Okay, okay. Now I know this may be a question for the manufacturers, but and maybe in your line of work, maybe you've heard about this. Are manufacturers not diluting, but minimizing the ingredients in the medications? Or do you know of any of that's going on?
I don't know of any of that going on, and I really don't see how they could get away with that. You know, they have to go through rigorous tests on all those medications to get them to the market. I mean, before a medication will even get into the pharmacy, it's gone through years of testing.
That's right.
So, and it has to be approved by the FDA. I mean, there's just no way that could make it. I mean, there's just no way they could.
No way, okay.
Yeah, I can't
and
see
it's just
that going
something
on.
I threw out, you know, because with the problems.
I can't imagine how they could get away
Because they could
with
actually they can get in a lot of trouble.
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Now, tell us also, with people who are actually trying to make drugs at home, like the meth and all these other type drugs, are there still regulations in the pharmacies where people can only go in and buy a certain amount of,
Absolutely.
is it Sinutab?
All Sudafed products.
All the Sudafed products.
Which is a lot of products.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. They have to come in, show their driver's license. There's only a limited amount you can get at a time, and in a period of time, there's only so much you can get. And it's inconvenient. It's annoying.
It really is.
It's annoying. Yes, when you come in and you're legitimately sick, and you're trying to get some Sudafed because you got a stuffy head. It's annoying to have to do that. It takes time, but it's there for a reason.
Okay.
And it has greatly decreased the amount of Sudafed stolen off the shelves.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. They're having to come up with new ways to try and get it, and we just don't stock a lot of it.
Okay.
We don't.
Okay.
And it has to be kept behind the counter. It's a pain.
It's a pain.
But it's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it.
Yeah, some good people have to suffer for a lot of things that people are doing bad things for. Now, you touched on this a little bit earlier, but I wanted to know, I know you said people, when they come in with forged prescriptions or whatnot, they're kind of fidgety, shaky or whatnot, but what are some other light bulbs for people coming in that's abusing prescription drugs? As far as what you see, how do you know, when can you tell that someone is abusing these drugs?
Well, when the main way we know is if they're going to more than one doctor to get pain medicines, or to get Xanax or cough medicines. A lot of people are addicted to cough medicines. If they are getting, anytime we fill a controlled substance, we look to see
the record.
When the last time they got a controlled substance. If they got a 10-day supply of hydrocodone 3 days ago and they're already coming in wanting the refill, that's a red flag. And we won't fill it, and we'll tell them it's too soon to refill. That is the main way. When they come in and we won't fill it, and they get mad. They say they're going to transfer out because of it. We're like, something's going on here. Multiple doctors, though. Multiple doctors. Multiple doctors is a major red flag. And we'll call the doctors and we'll tell them. We'll rat them out in a minute.
All right.
Absolutely. Because that's our job. And we're here to help them. If they have an addiction problem, we want to do what we can do to help stop it and to help them with it.
That's good. And that leads to my next question. And I think you shared a little bit about this earlier. Do you think doctors are a small problem, a medium problem, or a big problem with helping people and being addicted to these drugs?
Well, I would say medium.
Medium.
When they keep writing things for them, if somebody just comes in and they're not pain management patients and they give them, Vicodin for a stumped toe, or they come in because they have a cold and they give them, a pint of cough medicine that has codeine in it and a refill. Well, let me give you a big bottle of this in case somebody in your family also gets it.
And that's my next question, but go ahead and. All right.
That's kind of, that if somebody came in and they had a cough and they just gave them a small amount of cough medicine just till the the cough went away, they wouldn't be as likely to get addicted to those things. Now, one major thing that I want to tell you is that teens in the United States and in Troup County, there's a new cough medicine drink that they like called Purple Drink.
Purple Drink.
And it's made from promethazine with codeine, which is like the #1 cough medicine prescribed. They mix it with Sprite and they're drinking it.
Wow.
And they're getting that promethazine with codeine out of their own medicine cabinet at home. Or they're getting it from their grandmother's, or they're getting it from a relative's medicine cabinet. So if you have old cough medicine, and I mean, I know I like to keep cough medicine too, so when I get sick again, I'll have something there, but get rid of them. Just trash them. Just get rid of them, because that's where they're getting them from. They're not going to the doctor getting him to write them a pint of it. They're getting it out of their own medicine cabinet. And so they are...
That's interesting.
Yeah. purple drink.
Purple drink, and
Yes.
they're mixing it with Sprite.
They're mixing it with Sprite, and that's nationwide, but that is in Troup County also. And another thing I wanted to say was, if you have old medicine, and people every day call me and ask me what can they do with old medicine, like cough medicine or Xanax or anything, like if they have a relative that dies and they have all this pain medicine, get it out. There's a program at the sheriff's office where they take old medication and dispose of it for you. And if you have any old medicine, yours or a family member's or anybody's, get it out of the house, because that is the #1 place that our teens are getting medicine.
Wow, that's key. I'm glad you shared that.
Yes.
Because you
In
think
their own home.
It's not doing any harm, but it is.
Yeah. Now, ibuprofen or things like that, sure, we all keep that kind of stuff. But prescription medication, if you're done with it, get it out.
So, and that leads me, when you talked about other family members using medication, just say if I had some antibiotics. I didn't finish.
Took all of.
Yeah, well, actually, I was supposed to, but just in case I didn't, and they're laying around, and another family member gets a sinus infection, ear infection, or whatnot, and they decide to take them. Is that safe?
No, that is not safe.
A lot of people do that. I wanted to bring that out.
A lot of people do that. I'm even guilty of doing that too. But your antibiotic, you are supposed to take all of, because when you're sick and you take that antibiotic, when you first start taking it, you're going to feel better. Well, whatever that is causing you to be sick, whatever bacteria that is causing you to be sick, is not going to be completely gone after one day. So all you're doing is really knocking it down, just getting rid of some of it. So if you quit your antibiotic just because you think that you're better, it can slowly build back up, and you're going to be sick again. And that happens a lot. But no, do not take family members' antibiotics. Well, for one thing, some antibiotics are prescribed for certain things, and whatever you have, this antibiotic might not work for what you have. You could be allergic to it and not even realize that it's in there because you haven't had a pharmacist to make sure that that medicine's appropriate for you. The dose might not be right for you. What dose you need, your children might not need. So no, it's not good.
Okay.
Not good.
All right. Okay. Well, Jodi, we've had so much fun, and I know a lot of our listeners and viewers have been blessed by your commentary, and you brought out a lot of interesting points that I'm hoping that people would take to heart, that we could, raise some awareness about, prescription drug abuse. And just appreciate you taking time out to come and sit with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And if you ever need us for anything, let us know.
All right.
And War Eagle.
War Eagle. Go Grangers.
All right. Okay. Well, we thank you for tuning in to the Kevin Dunn Show. And remember, if there's a topic that you would like to see discussed on the show, please email us at thekevindunnshow@wjcntv.com. We thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.